I can send this to you, and I actually this is gonna be really good. Like I'm about to show you some really good stuff. I might post it honestly. So I'm gonna take my shirt off, and I'm going to show you how each muscle gets worked between these angles. So I'm gonna go back to here. That's not good. I'm gonna go here, right? So it's all about shoulder blade control when it comes to hitting the back. So I'll show you really fast. All right. So we talked about how there's 3 types of pulls: horizontal, vertical, diagonal. You always want to be hitting that, right? But the muscles on the back are going to be dictated on where your shoulder blades are. So when you look at your back, you have your lats, you have your spinal erectors across your spine, you have your quadratus lumborum, lower back muscles here, you have your rhomboids, which are inside of the shoulder blade, and you have your traps, upper traps here running down into your lower traps by the shoulder blades. And then you also have your external rotators. There's more that go more in detail with anatomy, but that's a good way to kind of note it, right? So firstly, if my shoulders are shrugged up, I'm going to be putting pressure here in my upper traps. And this is the issue with most people, is that they row with their shoulder rolled forward or their shoulders shrugged. So when I row, I'm not actually, like, let's say, hitting my lat, I'm hitting my trap and my upper back, which in certain variations is not bad, but if most people are trying to build their wings. So you want to have, let's say, instead of here where it's raised, my shoulder blade stays down and tight. And I pull, not with my hand, but with my elbow. And you can see here how that contracts my lat muscle. Mm-hmm. And then I can let it stretch out. Versus if I let it too relax and I pull, you can see how the trap gets worked. And you can see how if you do that for a while, how that can put a major problem on the shoulder and in the neck, right? So shoulder blade has to come down, and I pull with my elbow. Now I'm hitting one of the biggest muscles in the back, which is the lat here. So same thing on the other side, shoulder down, pull with your elbow. That's going to engage the lat. Now, shoulders down, elbows close is going to hit the lats. Shoulders down, elbows out, I'm going to start, you can see I naturally shrug. I pull my elbows out and I hit more of the lower traps, the rear delt, and the rhomboids more. So you can kind of see how those upper back muscles contract more when my elbows are out versus when my elbows are close, my lats will start to contract. As far as the spinal erectors and the QL go, you really don't want to overwork those muscles. Spinal erectors are really worked through an extension of the spine. You don't really have to worry about it. If you do all your row variations correctly, you'll develop your spinal erectors. Your QL, usually that actually gets overdeveloped for some people because they're in this like anterior pelvic tilt position where these are in contraction. So we just want to make sure like core stays kind of engaged here by bringing my hips underneath me. So shoulder blades are down and back. As you can see, as I'm doing a horizontal pull, I'm going to still hit my lats, but I'm also going to hit my lats fairly well from the vertical angle. And that's where our motion comes in. Same thing with diagonal, right? If I'm doing a pullover, same idea. It's hitting the muscle from a different angle, and I think that that's actually what produces the best growth. So just to kind of recap, shoulders down, elbows close will hit the lats. Shoulders down, elbows out will hit more of the upper back, rear delts, rhomboid area. And then if I were to carry something and shrug, I would hit my traps. That would be a good way to look at it. And we're going through those 3 movements of diagonal, horizontal, and vertical. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Does that like make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So what's the takeaway from there? How do you think that's going to help you?
Well, for one, making sure I keep my shoulders in the proper position is going to ensure that I activate my back muscles the way I'm supposed to.
Yes.
Given the workout, and on top of that, having the 3 different pull motions that you went through, those 3 are going to ensure that I get a complete back workout as opposed to hitting part of my back and then not the rest of my back, making sure that every time I go to the gym, I'm actually like giving my back a full workout, because I do split training. I do like push, pull, legs